guys had the joint practices, you and Aaron spent a pretty decent amount of time together just talking, and he was obviously offered a lot of praise of you to media and things like that. Did you guys remain in contact? Like, have you stayed in contact with him at all since those practices?
We kind of did, a couple weeks like after that going into games and stuff. But since then I haven't been able to talk to him. But I'm sure pre-game or something like that, I'll be able to exchange some words.
Do you remember what you got out of that whole experience, the joint practice, but also your time with Aaron? Do you remember? Can you say what you got out of it?
Yeah, I mean it was cool kind of just to watch him, just the environment. There's only so much you can kind of pick up in those joint practices from another quarterback. We're on separate fields. For me, it was just another good, learning experience. Just being able to talk with him was cool. But like I said, there's only so much you can kind of get out of those.
Zach, at that time, did you tell him, you were my guy?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that to him, but, I've been watching him since I was, a little kid, was trying to replicate the way he throws, the way he plays the game, so.
Do you remember when that started? Do you remember how old?
I mean, really just, as long as I can remember playing football, I was a big fan of just, we didn't have an NFL team in Utah, and so I wouldn't say I was a Packers fan, but I was just an Aaron Rodgers fan. I just grew up watching him, and I always liked to watch their games because of him and just kind of where he was at, and he's just a quarterback I tried to, replicate and steal things from, and, I like the way he plays the game, so, I'd probably say, since I could remember, 13 years old once I got into football.
Have you gotten to the point over time when you got older where you were maybe watching film of him and trying to replicate some of the things he does as well? Or?
Yeah, I mean, since I got into college, I've been watching film of him, every year, trying to keep up with just, the way that he plays the game, how he simplifies it, how he just takes completions, takes what the defense gives him, all those different things.
Is there anything in Aaron Rodgers' game that you would take and put in your game?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of everything. I think he's, extremely accurate underneath. I mean, I think the way that he's able to place the ball, and then you see his completion percentage, how he takes care of the ball, and then he's able to be that athletic, scramble-type quarterback a little bit, off schedule, be able to create plays out of nothing, while protecting himself. I just like the way he kind of plays within the offense and then outside of the offense.
Last year was obviously just joint practices. On Sunday you'll be on the field against the guy that you idolized, trying to beat him. How much different will that be? And I mean, obviously you're trying to beat their defense, so it's it's a different deal. But,
right.
But there is an element to that. I'm imagining, if you were able to win this game, and I'm not sure if you imagine age 13 or 14 you'd be playing against him and maybe try to beat him in a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is really cool, right? I mean, kind of being on the same field as him is cool. Like you said, we're kind of attacking their defense, so it's a little bit different. But, it's probably the same thing like last year when we were playing Tampa Bay. It's like, wow, we're playing against Tom Brady right now. I've watched this guy since I was born, which is kind of crazy. So I'm sure it'll be the same kind of thing in this game.
Did you have? I know you got a chance to meet him last summer out there. Was there any follow-up, like texting or?
Yeah, you would text a little bit, just a couple weeks after that and stuff, and you kind of checked in and stuff. Similar offenses, and then obviously our coaches, being related and all that. We had a couple of good conversations there, but I haven't talked to him in a little bit.
You had two very different games, from 2 weeks from Pittsburgh to Miami. Obviously, Pittsburgh is the fourth quarter madness and rebounding from the slow start. You've seemed solid from start to finish in the Miami game. It was a totally different game. The running game was going. Do you feel like you're starting to get into a little bit of a groove here, just quarterbacking, if that makes any sense right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm getting more comfortable, just being able to see the field, be calm going through reads, making decisions and throws. And then, like you said, it was two very different games, kind of how the games were going and what was asked from me and my decision-making and the run game going well for us and us just, really having control and having an ultimate team win last week. It's a quarterback that does make your job a lot easier.
In college or high school, were there games like that for you? Or I imagine you were probably the most talented person on the field the majority of your high school time and the majority of your college time. So was there ever a point where you said, let me just take the back seat and check it down and let, kind of...
Right. I mean, there's been games like that my whole life. I mean, it goes all the way through college where, as an offense, when everyone's doing their job, it's kind of a little bit of everything. Even throwing the ball, you can still throw the ball a lot, and it's still easy because the run game is going so well. Guys are stepping up. There's bigger holes in the back end. Guys are getting open. I'd say that happens, quite a bit.
Dwayne Brown, when he came in here, when he was signed, obviously, when Mackay went down, was a big deal for you guys as a veteran presence. He gets hurt right away. We were talking to Mike earlier today, and he was saying that Mike people were saying like Dwayne could have walked away and nobody would have batted an eye with everything he's accomplished in this league. What's your respect like for the fact that he stuck around, stuck it out, finally got back on the field last week?
Right, yeah, so much respect. And I even, try to tell him that, I try and let him know, like, how cool it is that he's doing that for us and what he's sacrificing. And, I'm sure the amount of pain that he's in, going through everything. But, I think such a cool dude, I think such a cool locker room guy, too. Just the energy and passion he brings into the locker room as well, in the huddle. And I think that rubs off on the guys when they see how someone like that's, willing to give up, their arm for us, which is really cool.
At that time, you were kind of hanging out in the training room together for a while,
Yeah.
I guess, right? Did you chat a lot?
Yeah. I would say me and Dwayne have gotten, to know each other pretty well. I think as time goes on, we'll still, keep working that. But we're right next to each other in the locker room, so I feel like, we're able to chat, quite a bit. He's a great guy.
Has Lamar mentioned it all this week, the whole brother thing, or has that come up? Or have you
Yeah.
mentioned it to him?
We've tried to ask him. I think I wouldn't say this is their first time, going against each other. So I think they're kind of used to this. I guess we'll see. I don't know how that. I tried to ask him that. How does this whole brother-friend thing work? And I guess we'll see.
Did he seem uncomfortable with it when he was talking about it?
Yeah.
Did he deflect it to you as well? Or?
Yeah, he didn't say much.
Yeah. He's trying to.
You've strung together a couple of really strong fourth quarters. Is there anything that both you and as a team allows you to elevate in those fourth quarters?
I think as just the game goes on, you just get more comfortable. Just not getting complacent, just taking what the defense gives you, just having that mentality of just going all the way to the end. I think can do it for you, and I think every game's going to be a little bit differently.
You guys are the only team in the league that have 4 guys with 200 yards receiving apiece. When you hear a stat like that, what does that tell you about the offense?
Yeah, I would say we got playmakers all around. You can't scheme against us and say, hey, if we take away this one guy, they're not going to have another element in the pass game. I think it just shows, we have the ability to spread the ball around. One guy's going to go off each and every game, and it can kind of change up. And we're slowly finding our identity as an offense as well. So, it's a good thing to have that many guys that can get open.